Coraline remains a stop-motion classic that flirts with horror without losing its whimsical tone. The movie is widely accepted as a faithful adaptation of Neil Gaiman's book, but distinctive elements separate the film from its source material.
Going home tonight, robots, and I won't be back.
Welcome to The Rewind. This is Coraline, the biggest differences between the book and the movie. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for good luck.
You're not my mother. My mother doesn't have buttons?
Coraline's demeanor. Gaiman's Coraline is less than 200 pages long, attending to a standard novella format. In that sense, there's little time for meandering, and the story is quickly set into motion. Different from the movie, Coraline immediately suspects something is off in the book. The other mother's over-generosity and the enchanting appeal of the other world seem too good to be true, and Coraline returns only to find her parents have been kidnapped on her first night away. In the book, Coraline returns home after her first night in the other world and her parents have disappeared. In the film, it takes longer for the truth about the other world to be revealed. Movie Coraline is much more naive, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Her desperation to be part of something new enables more world building. The lingering feeling that something bad is about to happen is beneficial to the film's tension, effectively setting up the mystery and making Coraline an underrated masterpiece. Coraline is overall more polite and pragmatic in the book, whereas she's quite feisty in the movie. Gaiman writes Coraline as a quietly intelligent and observant child, an echo of other British children's books protagonists who make it through their adventures with sensible practicality and independence. In the book, Coraline is practical and sensitive. In the movie, Coraline is introduced as a reckless loudmouth who goes through great character development. On the other hand, Dakota Fanning's portrayal gives a sassier and spunkier take on the character. Her version of Coraline is the type of little girl who frequently exclaims, "Ugh!" and calls the unfortunate Wybie things like, "Why were you born?" Swapping personality traits results in a more reckless main character. Coraline's naivety makes her more likely to fall for the other mother's ploy, and she only realizes the danger she's putting her family in once it's already too late.
Hi,
Dad,
I'm digging in my garden right now, but leave a message and I'll get right back to you.
A more enticing setting. One of the enticements the other mother sets up for Coraline is the wondrously colorful garden in the yard, which teems with magical flora and is shaped to look like Coraline's face when viewed aerially. Later, an action-packed showdown with the other father takes place in this location, with all the wonderful plants and devices that delighted Coraline so much twisting into their true and terrifying selves. In one of Coraline's creepiest scenes, Coraline crosses the garden only to stumble upon the end of the other world, a haunting void overwhelmed with white. The Coraline-shaped garden used in the film is a great device used to illustrate the shallow nature of the seemingly lively realm manipulated by the other mother. Nothing is created in this world, only imitated. The other mother's fake world doesn't really fool Coraline for a minute in the book, but she's fairly taken with it in the movie. Selleck uses his characteristically whimsical visual imagination to create sequences in the other world that brim over with fun and magic. Viewers themselves might find themselves taken in, which only illustrates how impressive the world-building featured in the film actually is. In the book, the other world is immediately introduced as a suspicious and much darker place than in the film. The visual representation of the other world in the movie is whimsical and magical, almost as if trees, plants, and inanimate objects have come to life. Everything in the other world reflects Coraline's wishes. She can have her favorite foods all day long, and even has her other father sing delightful songs dedicated to her. Everything Coraline wants in the real world is to be seen, and the other mother builds a reality where all of Coraline's most frivolous desires are granted. It's a great allegory for how children tend to get stuck in their imagination instead of exploring the fascinating world around them, which is one of the main messages of Gaiman's story.
Just bring her by the house tomorrow. We can tell her together.
We can?
Wybie's existence. What is perhaps the most significant difference between Coraline the book and the movie is that Coraline's eccentric companion Wybie only exists in the movie. Selleck stated that he included Wybie to kind of flesh out the story, as an exact adaptation would have only contained enough material for about a 45-minute film. Most importantly, the main purpose of Wybie's character is to be a dialogue partner for Coraline, which allows the audience to hear what's going on inside of her head, a device that really isn't needed in the written medium. Wybie, Coraline's new friend, doesn't exist in the book. In the movie, Wybie's grandmother's sister is one of the ghosts in the other world. Wybie's existence has some significant impacts on the plot as well. For example, one of the ghost children in the movie is Wybie's grandma's sister, who he mentions went missing when they were little. The other mother also makes a twisted mute version of Wybie in her world to scare Coraline. Wybie's presence gives plenty of clues about the other world's dark truth in Coraline's initial moments. And although he's exclusive to the movie, the friendship chemistry between Coraline and Wybie is one of the best things about the real-world scenes. In the Coraline movie, the ghost children have to warn Coraline about Beldam's hand escaping into her world. In the book, she already knows, so she sets a trap for it. Wybie, once again, changes things just a little bit with his presence, helping Coraline subdue and dispose of the malevolent hand, a feat she accomplishes by herself in the book. In the book, Coraline sets up a trap to catch Beldam's hand. In the movie, Coraline is saved by Wybie and his motorcycle. The conflict involving Beldam's hand is problematic in both the movie and in the book. I will say this, Coraline is a nearly perfect Neil Gaiman movie adaptation. However, Wybie coming out of nowhere to save Coraline at the last minute feels like an upsetting showcase of Deus Ex Machina. Alternatively, the revelation that Beldam's hand has escaped into the real world comes to Coraline in a dream, solving the story's final conflict far too easily. The book's darker tone. Coraline is darker than any conventional children's movie. The film takes quite a sinister turn once the other mother's true intentions are revealed. From nightmarish sequences to a chilling atmosphere, the movie probably left many kids up at night. It comes as no surprise that Coraline fan theories are much scarier than the movie. I mean, there are plenty of disturbing themes to delve into. The most unsettling scenes in the book include rats singing disturbing songs, shape-shifting monsters, and Coraline's concerns getting ignored by the authorities in the real world. In the movie, there's a dreamlike appeal to the other world, toning down some of the story's darkest themes. However, Gaiman's book gets even darker. What's whimsical and dreamlike in the movie tends to be disturbing in the book. The magical glowing tunnel Coraline must cross to reach the other world is dark and eerie, inhabited by mysterious creatures. The scariest scenes in the Coraline movie are so much lighter. In the book, Coraline's father turns into a dough monster and chases her. The other mother bleeds black oil, and most of the eccentric residents of the Pink Palace seem to be hiding horrifying secrets. And that's gonna be it, folks. What did you think of our list? Before you leave, don't forget to give this video a like and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Check out these other videos here at The Rewind, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads.